back to my channel. I know it's been a little while, but I finally have a new post review for you guys on this kit right here, as you can see. This is a new kit, well, a new to me company. It's my first finish from Preston Placed, and I really like it. It's such a pretty picture. I remember when I first heard about Preston Placed, I was watching a diamond painting by Laura, and she did a like a Wishlist Wednesday on this company, and I saw this image. Either she wishlisted it or it was like she was like scrolling, and I immediately went to the website and like looked them up and had to buy this one because it's so pretty. Like, I've never, to be honest, like been a mermaid person. Like, I like mermaids, but it's never been like, oh, my favorite mythical creature is a mermaid. But I'm like realizing that I have so many mermaid kits. So I'm like, maybe I do like mermaids that much. But anyway, this image is called Pink Tail by Roscheri. I don't know how to pronounce that. And when I try to Google pronunciations, it gives me a different pronunciation every single time. So I apologize, but I don't know how to pronounce it properly. But this, let me give you grab those stats here. So this one is a 60 by 75 centimeter round drill kit, and it has 37 colors, including 4 ABs and 3 moon dust drills. I think moon dust is kind of their incorporation of a fairy dust. So if you're familiar with like Diamond Art Club's fairy dust, they're like extra glittery, dusty drills. That is their moon dust. I'm gonna have to put like my start and end date on the screen because my iPad just died with all of that information. So I'll put that up on the screen, start date, end date. Yeah, just my usual stats that I always put up there. But I really enjoyed working on this kit. This is on their website classified as a hybrid rendering. So it's like, my understanding, it's computer charted with hand touch-ups. And I could definitely tell that there were some hand touch-ups in this. When I very first started, I started at the bottom, and there's a lot of like the coral and the sand and like the tip of her tail and everything. And that was kind of confetti heavy. But then as I worked like up halfway, there was a lot of color blocking in like the ocean in the blues. And then a little bit more confetti in her tail and her hair, just like her body in general, and like in the little stingrays. And then going up, like you can see that there's like the white, kind of the water effect at the top with the blue and the white. That seems like it would be confetti heavy, but it really wasn't. It was just kind of nice, like kind of not line blocking, but just like squiggle blocking. I don't really know how to explain that, but it was still just like 2 or 3 colors. I think that the underside of the seagull is so cute. And then I think that she just turned out really well. I would say that I think that her face is a little, like it could have gone with a little bit more detail. And like her hand, there's like, she has her hand like up on her, I want to say knees, but that's like not correct because she's a mermaid. She doesn't have knees, but like just the part where she's like, here, let me like see if I can get down here. You guys are gonna like see my dogs. But like this right here, her hand right here gets kind of lost. And I think it could have just gone with like a little bit more detail, but for the size, I think it's good. That's kind of like my only, I don't know, issue. It's not really an issue. It's just a little bit more detail would have been good. But at the same time, like I still think this turned out really beautifully. I think obviously using the ABs in the water is perfect because ABs just gives a really great wet look. And then the smattering of like the fairy dust drills, they were like kind of the purpley color, and then a white AB, and I just think that kind of adds just that little extra pop. Oh, and then like a blue AB, the underside of all of the stingrays is like this really pretty blue fairy dust, like grayish blue, and I think that's pretty because it also kind of gives like a wet feeling to it. I will say, it's not really the kit's fault. I think it's just the change in season. I was feeling a little burnout working on this, but I think that's honestly just because it's summer now. I started this in the spring. I was more interested in doing things outside in my garden, going on hikes, I went on vacation when I was working on this, and I just didn't bring it with me like I probably normally would because I was just like wanting to be outside more. So it's not necessarily like the kit. I think it was just kind of like my mindset at the time. Like I just didn't want to work. I just didn't want a diamond pay period. I think I would have felt that way with anything that I was working on. So it just took me a little longer to get through. Like I think I would have gotten through this a lot quicker if I was doing it like at any other time of the year. But yeah, that's not really the kit's fault. That's just kind of a me thing. But anyway, while we're here, I'll just show you guys my accessories that I use. For my tray, I went ahead and used, I gotta make sure I'm like in the right spot here, this Bijou Bliss. I lost the tip to it. I don't know how I did that, but I thought these colors were perfect with the blue and the pink, and then the inside is like this silk white, so I thought that was like a perfect matching tray, honestly. For my washi tape, I used, oh no, it's not gonna, it's like this marbly pink. I thought it kind of looked like pink water, honestly. So I used that for my border washi and also to do my sections as well. For my cover minder, I used this like purpley pink glittery mermaid tail. And this is from a shop on Etsy called Hoops and More. So it's more of a needle minder, but obviously those things work hand in hand as cover minders. For my trash minder, I just used this like blue pot, and then you can actually see the trash in there as well. Not a lot of trash. I think I say this every time, but I also put my used putty in there, so that's why it looks like that. But there's really not a whole lot of trash. The only thing with types of trash that I had with this shop is like, I don't know how to explain it. They're just really small drills. Like they're round drills, but they were like half the size of the other drills, which I thought was really funny. And then just like some drills kind of had that pooling, that like little thin pooling of resin or acrylic. I'm not sure which they use, but just how some just kind of pool. But honestly, excuse me. Honestly, I started kind of just using those anyway. It's not like there was a lot, but when it's a round kit, that pooling like doesn't get in the way of anything. It would on a square, but like with the round, it's totally fine. For my putty, I used RandasCraftyCorner Summer Boardwalk just because, I don't know, just seemed like the right scent to use for a mermaid. And then last but not least, I have this pen that, I'm sorry, that could not be the most perfect pen with the pink and the blue, like perfect match. And this is from LassenLatheWorks, I think is how that is pronounced. So yeah, kind of the most perfect set of accessories I think I could have possibly had for a kit. Okay, well, that is all I've got for you guys on this post review of Pinktail. Again, I really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I said this. I mean, I remember I said it's a hybrid kit, but I can't remember. They started coming out with hand rendered kits, like fully hand rendered kits. And I'm very excited to try one just because I'm not a confetti person at all. I don't mind a little bit of it, but this was kind of bordering too much for me. And so I really am intrigued on their hand rendered. I did end up signing up for their monthly subscription mystery box. And so the first one has shipped. I just haven't gotten it yet. But all of those kits are hand rendered, and they come in like 3 different sizes, like a small, medium, and large. And so I'm really, really intrigued on, my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm really intrigued on seeing how those look and working on one of those, because they're coming out with more and more hand rendered kits. Some of them are even like pre-existing. I don't think this one has come as hand rendered yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like this is probably going to be a pretty popular kit on their website, but I don't know, I could be wrong. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to figuring out like how those come out, and just, yeah, continuing with this shop. I really, really like the shop, and I highly recommend them to everybody. Give them a peek. They have like, right now they have a lot of different kits in a lot of different sizes. Like they're coming out with these little snack size kits. They have bigger kits. They've got a good variety right now, so I would highly recommend. Yeah, well, anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and leave any comments, questions, concerns, whatever you want to talk about in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.